Alrighty, we're talking with Jack Blades from Night Ranger. Thanks for spending some time with us here for a little bit in Tucson, Arizona, Jack.
Always good to hang out in Tucson, Arizona with you guys. I love it. I love it down there. I'm in Arizona. I spent half my life in Scottsdale, Arizona. I grew up between Palm Desert, California, and Scottsdale. So Arizona, man, I love Arizona.
I grew up in Tempe, and I used to hear rumors all the time that you were from there, but I could never confirm it. And then now you just confirmed that all those people weren't lying to me.
Yeah, we lived right at the head of the Camel, right there at 44th Street and Camelback Road. So there you
Oh,
go.
so tell me a little bit. You got this brand new album. It's a best of record.
Right.
But the difference in this best of record is you have re-recorded a bunch of your big songs and some other songs that came out after, say, the big MTV days.
Right, exactly. We had, we've kept making records, for years and years and years after the heydays and all that kind of stuff. So we thought we'd do like, what's the best of all those songs that we've done since 1996 or 1998 or 2000 or something like that. We thought, well, that'd be fun. We'll do that, and then we'll remaster and kind of re-edit and remaster, remix the some of the big hits and then I think we added a new song, a couple of things, and a little Christmas treat, and so it was kind of fun. We enjoyed the project, we enjoyed doing it, and we're excited about it.
So this is more than just the big hits. This is kind of like, I would say, a retrospective of your career
Yeah, it's a
up to now.
retrospective of the past and all the things that we've done, in the early days and everything like that, and then the latter days, with great songs that we've come up with, like growing up in California and High Road and on and on and on and everything like that. And so yeah, it's kind of like a retrospective of everything that we've done over the last 44 years, I think it's been.
Time flies when you're having fun, Jack.
I know, right? It's like we're still having fun. We're still having a blast
So
out on the road. It's great.
I just want to clarify. So is this a original recordings remastered, or did you re-record some of these songs in their entirety?
We re-recorded some of them and then we remastered them and remixed them and everything like that.
So when you went back to say some of the older stuff, and did you go back and go, we always wanted to do it this way when we first were recording it, but maybe had a producer or somebody that said, no, you should do it this way. And here you are 44 years later, obviously have a lot more control of your career than say, some of the early days when you're just starting out and go, no, let's do it this way. Is
Well,
that what kind of happened? Or is it just,
well, with the
is,
original hits, like the big four or whatever they call it, and with those songs, they still hold up with through the test of time. I mean, Don't Tell Me You Love Me. I don't know how we change that around. I mean, live, you stretch out a little bit, you do this, you do that, you create a little image, and so like 4 in the morning, we create a little thing in live and everything like that. And but I mean, Rockin' America and things like that. It's like Sister Christian. I mean, there's a point where we could think and think and think and like there's a fine line between, well, let's improve this, or we're just screwing up a good frickin' hit. You know what I mean? And that's what we didn't want to do. We didn't want to do that. So we kept it true to form, but we remixed it and remastered it and made it sort of more sounding wise, like bigger, the drums would be better, the bass would be fatter, the guitars would be more ballsy, things like that. And that's what we kind of focused on with the main hits. And then the other ones, the other songs, these are just our favorites from from the albums that we've done since the late '80s.
so, one thing, when I saw you guys, I'm dating myself, early on, and I believe you played the Mesa Amphitheater. So this had to be mid 80s, I think, or
Right.
maybe the early 80s. But then I saw you just a couple years back here at the Tucson Fox Theater. And the one thing I noticed is, and I've seen a lot of bands in my life, is you guys absolutely look like you're having a blast on stage still.
Yeah, we still have a fun time. I mean, you come backstage to our dressing room. We've got like, music is blasting, like whether it's like AC/DC or Sly and the Family Stone, or I mean, all over the map. It's all kinds of music going on. We're laughing and joking and hanging out. We're more like some bands. We've toured with a whole bunch of bands. A lot of bands are like, that uptight and you're backstage and everything like that. We're much more in the Van Halen stage of like, we don't give, come on in, our friends, let's have a shot of tequila, let's do this, let's do that, everybody have a good time. That's kind of what we do. And I think that, we bring that onto the stage with us, and then we just have a blast on stage, and we're really enjoying playing with each other right now so much. And I mean, this band is like smoking right now. I mean, with of course Brad Gillis and Kelly Kagi and myself as the original members, and then Eric Levy on the keyboards, and Kerry Kelly, our great guitarist and vocalist, singing with us on the other guitar. And it's just a real. And those guys have been with us for like 14 years or over 14
Mhm.
years. So it's really, this band is just lock solid, man. And we just throw down every time we go out and give it 110% and have a blast.
So obviously, the song that I think is probably your biggest song, because you hear it on not just rock radio, you hear it on AC radio, you hear it in pop radio. Sister Christian.
Right.
When you wrote that song, did you think that was going to be the one that 44 years later that gets played multiple formats and actually and also being turned on to younger audiences as well?
Yeah, yeah, actually. Well, first of all, Kelly Kagi, our drummer, wrote the song, literally wrote the song. But we put it together. It was originally called Sister Christy because his sister's name is Christy. And so, but we were all hearing him singing it. We thought he was singing, Sister Christian. No, I thought he was singing Sister Christian. So one day he wrote down the lyrics, and we're like, Christy, wait a minute, isn't it Christian, Sister Christian? He goes, well, no, that's not the name of my sister. And we're like, dude, we got to change it to Christian. You really think so? I'm like, totally. You got to change it to Christian, man. It's much more cool. It's much more to reach a lot of people and everything like that. And so okay, well, we changed it to Christian and stuff like that. And we had no idea. I mean, when we released that record, it was the second single off the Midnight Madness album. The first song, of course, was You Can Still Rock in America, and that shot the album right up to platinum and stuff like that. And then we dropped with Sister Christian, and it was so funny. We made the video in San Rafael, California, because we were on tour constantly, and they said, okay, you got to make a video for this song, and it's usually like, okay, you got to go to LA to make a video, this and that. And we had been on the road for like 12 months, and we're like, dude, we're not doing that. We're gonna go home. We're home for 4 days. We're 5 days. We have a break for 5 days. Film the video in the Bay Area at home. Otherwise, I'm not gonna do whatever. And so they're like, okay. So they came up with this concept at San Rafael High School, and graduation. It was like nuns and all this school and and then so we released it. When did we release it? Like the end of April or beginning of May of '84, and that was right at graduation season. And every friggin' high school across the country took Sister Christian as their graduating song. And so it became this huge big, and MTV was really rocking, and MTV was playing it like 14 times a day. And so, yeah, it just exploded. We went from playing, 4,000 seat arenas to 20,000 seat arenas like almost overnight.
Well, and also too, over the years with streaming now and also, getting in movies and stuff like that, that song has got this life of its own. And what's funny is when I talk to people about the song, everybody goes, they all have a different interpretation of it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's like, what's that about? Like motor, and what do they mean? It's like Motorhead, Motor Ren, what are you doing? What's the, are you, is that Lemmy's band? What are you talking about? I mean, people are like, what is it? And this one time we were sitting around, and this lady, we were in Minnesota, Rochester, Minnesota, and we were going through the food line after we'd done our sound check, and the lady was giving us some food, and she said, my daughter's been listening to that Sister Christian over and over, don't you know? And we're like, well, yes, ma'am, that's really great. And she said, say, is that about a nun who sells dope to school kids? And Kelly and I look at each other and we look back at her and we go, yes, ma'am, it is. And we just went on. Never destroy the dream, right? Anyway, I mean, yeah, people have got an idea of all it. It's about Kelly's little sister growing up in a small town in Oregon and cruising up and down the street on a Friday and Saturday night, motoring,
Hmm.
and like don't you give it up before your time, looking for love and all that kind of stuff. And that's really what the song is about. So you got the great.
All right here, I will
Oh,
tell them.
yeah, so there you go. I'm giving the real scoop to Tucson, Arizona, baby.
So, we just talked about like you've toured with a lot of different bands over the years, either opening or they are opening for you or whatever. And a few years ago, you guys played a show for us down here in Tucson at Casino del Sol's Ave Amphitheater, and you played with Whitesnake. And I happened to be backstage in one part of it, and I saw you walk out. You saw David. You guys gave each other a big hug, and that showed me that you guys sometimes you don't see each other that often, but when you see, you remember stuff. Is there one band or a couple different artists that you've toured with over the years that maybe, or a friendship that has really impacted you as a musician?
I mean, first of all, I remember that show, and like David Coverdale comes up to me and gives me a big kiss, and I'm like, the when did guys start kissing? What? Wait a minute, what's going on? Is that an English thing? I'm like, wow, yeah, man. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you
I,
again.
I saw that. I remember.
I'm like, what? I'm like, you walk away, and I'm like, okay, whatever. And then I think what band really impacted for me are my dear, dear friends in ZZ Top. And we were toured with them in 1984, right at the end of the Eliminator tour, and at right at the beginning of Sister Christian hitting it. It was like May, June, July. No, it was cooler. It was still cold because we're in Phoenix. We played at the Coliseum, and it was still like dirt backstage and everything like that from rodeos and stuff like that. And geez, I got stung by a scorpion backstage in the dressing room actually. And
Oh,
Gibbons
wow.
found the scorpion and had it encased. Where is it? This is the scorpion that he had encased in lucite and gave it to me.
Oh,
I think on
wow.
the bottom of it says Billy G, have mercy. So there you go.
That's awesome.
You can see it still. I still have it. There you
Oh,
go.
that is fantastic. I love it.
Yeah, but I mean, ZZ, those guys became lifelong friends. And Frank Beard and I have become the best of friends. We became the best of friends. Tommy and I used to stay at Frank's house when, the damn Yankees would be touring in Texas, and we'd have breaks and stuff like that. We'd go over to Frank's house in Houston and we'd stay for 2 and 3 days. And, his whole family was great. I saw his kids raise, his kids grew up. His wife's wonderful. Frank is one of the dearest friends of mine. He's given me such great advice, and he's got such a dry sense of humor. He's like, oh man, that Gibbons, he's like some sort of alien. Everything like that. He just keeps going and going and going. Frankie's the best. Frankie's the best. God bless him. You know what I mean? And I think ZZ really, really left a lasting impression. I remember when we were touring with him again, and we finished that the Midnight Madness tour, and we were starting, and to do the Seven Wishes album, and I said, God, the pressure's on me, Billy. It's like, you got to follow up with this big, multi-platinum album that you've sold millions of records with and stuff like that. And what do you do? And he said, you just go in and you do another record. You don't even think about it. You just start writing and you just go in and do your next record. Then you do your next, and that's what you do. That's what you're here for. You do what's in your heart and you do your records and you don't think about it. And I'm like, even though that sounds really simplistic, that really helped me because I was thinking, we got to write this and it's got to be a hit and all that kind of stuff. And that really helped me out. And of course, we had a hugely successful album with the Seven Wishes album also. So ZZ
That's
Top forever will be the band for me.
great advice.
And Frank Beard, and God bless Dusty Hill,
Yeah.
and Billy Gibbons. They used to hang out with us when we were damn Yankees. We'd come and he'd come to our shows. We'd be in Memphis and Gibbons would show up, and we'd be hanging out and we'd be writing songs together and doing this and doing that and running all over, Beale Street in Memphis, at all hours of the morning and stuff. They're dear friends.
Well, I saw Damn Yankees. I think it was the Bad Company. Was it the Bad Company tour?
Hmm.
And I saw you guys back then. And then when I saw you the last couple of times, the one thing I do appreciate is that you pull out a Damn Yankee song.
Yeah, the damn Yankees aren't playing. They're not doing it. And those are great songs. If we're, why not play High Enough? Why not play Coming of Age? Why not do that stuff? Why deprive the fans, the people from hearing those great songs that were big number one records, and sold millions of records in and of themselves. I mean, I have a gold disc for the 45, which is a killer thing, man. I've never had that was so cool. Tommy had these gold discs for like Renegade or, Blue Collar Man or something like that. And I'm like, damn, I've never had, and that sold so many records that we got a gold disc for the single for the
Oh, wow.
45 of High Enough. So that was a real moment for me also.
So what was the inspiration to do the remasters album, the best of?
I think that we had to get out there and we wanted to make those songs sound just more ballsy, more womping, more kick ass. I mean, Don't Tell Me You Love Me is such a kick ass song. Let's make it badass, sound wise. Let's not do 1982 sound. Let's do 2026 sound on this stuff. And that's what we did with these tracks. And that was really the impetus behind doing those. And then we thought, well, okay, we're going to do that. And then let's throw on, come on, man. These are all these great songs that we recorded all, over the last 20 years. Let's put our favorites of that last 20 years on there. And that's what we did with, like I said, the song like Grown Up in California and The High Road and just on and on and on. It's just, we wanted to do it, and that's what we did. And then we've never done any Christmas song. We hadn't done a Christmas, so we thought, what Christmas song should we do? Like, have yourself a merry little, nah, that's not. And Jingle Bell is like, that's lame. And like, what should we do? Like Rudolph the, no, or Jingle Bell Rock and, rock, no, everybody's done that. Okay, how about Feliz Navidad? I mean, because we all grew up in California, and so we did this kick-ass version. We recorded it live in South Dakota, and it just got a just kick-ass version of Feliz Navidad. And so we're hoping everybody will play it around Christmas time.
Well, we will, for sure. Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about you guys. What's going on right now with the band besides releasing the album? Are you touring? Can we expect you in Arizona again anytime soon?
Yeah, I certainly hope so. I mean, we just yeah, we're going to be in, I think we're going to be in Chandler next month or something like that in September. So everybody should check out the nightranger.com website and see the tour dates and everything. And I just got home from a 10-day run. We did a whole bunch of shows and just worked a whole bunch of music and everything like that. And then I went down and did a Kings of Chaos show with my buddy Matt Sorum, who has from Guns N' Roses, who has this thing called Kings of Chaos. And we did it down in Palm Desert, California. Had Richie Sambora and Phil X. And oh, dude, Phil X is such a great guy. That guy is like kick ass. I mean, the guy, he replaced Sambora, he replaced Richie in Bon Jovi back in I think 2013. And then we had Steve Stevens with us and
Oh,
Glenn
wow.
Hughes from Deep Purple. We did Deep Purple songs, Night Ranger songs. We did and Kevin Cronin. I forget the consummate frontman Kevin Cronin. I mean, sang his ass off, sang great. We did REO Speedwagon songs, and Kevin and I sang the backgrounds to all the Bon Jovi songs that Richie Sambora co-wrote with John. All the songs like Living on a Prayer and all the It's My Life and all those kind of things. So we had a blast. So, and now we're turning right around, and at the end of this week we're going on the road again and hitting a bunch of shows. So Night Ranger is out and working nonstop. The end of this month, we go to Japan for one huge big festival in the Fukuoka Dome with Journey and 3 other Japanese bands, Loudness, Night Ranger, and 2 other great Japanese band. A huge big, 35, 40,000 people, 50,000 people festival. And we're doing that just for one show. We're flying all the way out there, playing that on the 29th of August, and then flying back home again and doing more shows. So Night Ranger is never going to stop. We're just going to keep doing it while it's fun.
What's crazy, Jack, is listening to you. I could see the passion, and the excitement still, because, as because you've been around a while, there's so many bands that came out, maybe even had a massive record, and then you never hear from them again. Or maybe I've seen this quite a few times where you see a band that has a bunch of hits, but they can't sell a ticket. You guys sell tickets, you still put out new music. What keeps the passion going?
I think it's the love of the music. You know what I mean? I mean, I was born to be a musician. That's what I do. When people say, "Oh, those guys are too old," hey, dude, when we stop when we're up there just turning the show in and just like standing there and doing nothing, which we never do, by the way. If you know, if we get to that point, that's when you're not going to see Night Ranger anymore. We're going to cut that off. That's like, no, that's not going to happen with us. But until then, we enjoy it so much. We have so much fun on stage. We enjoy seeing the people out there. We enjoy getting them involved. I mean, when you come to a Night Ranger show, you know it's an interactive event, man. We get everybody singing songs. We'll throw in songs that we grew up listening to ourselves and just start playing a song. I mean, we change the set list every night, much to the chagrin of our crew, who have no idea, and then scrambling and getting wow, they're doing this one now. Wow, lighting directors, everybody's like, oh, look out, here they come. I mean, that's what we do. We keep it fresh, we keep it exciting, and that's what you get when you come to a Night Ranger concert.
Is there, and then I'll wrap it up after this. Is there one song in your career that you wrote that didn't get the attention that you feel it should have got? Like, do you, I mean, I've asked this question a few times, and it's always like, they're all my babies. I love them all. But I mean, is there one that like, or you pull it out every now and then because you just love to play it?
You know, there's so many songs. I love the song Goodbye. I love When You Close Your Eyes. That's one of my favorite. That could be my favorite Night Ranger song, When You Close Your Eyes. But Don't Tell Me Love Me, one of the first songs we wrote. I mean, it was just, it's just, and You Can Still Rock in America. I don't know. I don't
Well, I'll
know.
tell you my favorite of yours.
I
You
can't
just
do it. I can't do it. You're right. You're right. It's like choosing which son do you like the best. It's like, I don't know.
well, one of my favorites by you is Goodbye. You just mentioned it. It got me through many a heartache in my younger days.
Yeah,
So,
amen to that one. That's a great song. Great song.
so I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing you guys come here to Tucson. Maybe I can make the trek up to Chandler because that's not that far away. You guys put on a great show. The new album is out right now, and it's basically you can get it. Can you buy physical copies of this now?
Yes, yes, you can. And we have physical, like, albums, like
Vinyl.
vinyl. So you can buy vinyl. I mean, vinyl's so cool, dude. We're back to vinyl again. I love it. I love it. Those big, fat, low-end sounds and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's just great. Yeah, check it out. We have different colored vinyls for it and everything like that. You'll love it.
And if people want to find out and keep up to you guys' social media website, I think you just mentioned the website.
Yep.
Where can they find you on social media?
Yeah, just get in. You're just like nightranger.com and just, everywhere. Instagram, TikTok, everything. You can just like check out Night Ranger, check out all that kind of stuff and find out where we're going and come on down to a show, man. We're having a fun time. We're living it up. We're going to keep living it up. We're just going to keep living it up, man. You can still rock in America.
Well, Jack Blades of Night Ranger, thank you so much for spending some time with us here in Tucson, Arizona. Can't wait to see you guys again live. And I'm telling you guys from experience, I've seen Night Ranger a bunch of times. You could tell Jack's a fun guy in this video. Even more fun on stage.
Thanks, man. Great talking to you.
Thank you so much, Jack.